Hey everyone, it's Mack from laughingplace.com. We have a very exciting unboxing for you today. Well, normally I would just show you what we are opening up, but it's quite large. So let me give you a look at the overall box here. All right, what we have here is the HasLab Marvel Legends Series Galactus figure. This absolutely monstrous, gigantic figure here. So yeah, this is why I couldn't just sort of hold it up to show you the whole packaging, but this thing is massive. If you remember, we did the Sentinel, the HasLab Sentinel unboxing a while back. I'll link to that video below in the description, but Galactus is gonna be even bigger than the Sentinel. So I'm excited to open this up. It does come with some additional figures as well. You can see the Frankie Ray, Nova, the Silver Surfer, and Morg. So there's your Nova, Surfer, and Morg. So 3 additional figures. I'm excited to get this thing opened up. Okay, so here is the complete packaging for the Galactus HasLab figure. You've got obviously Galactus himself, but then all of the accessories and everything that we will talk about more in detail as we go through everything. But this thing is just huge. It's crazy how big this thing is. And then you've got the additional figures, some more accessories for Galactus himself. But then the additional figures we talked about with the box art, Silver Surfer, Nova, and Morg, with accessories for all of them. I feel like I am playing just the weirdest game of Operation with this thing laid out like this, but man, this thing, when you open it up, Galactus is just overwhelmingly large. So let's take a look at the figure itself and then some of the accessories and the additional figures as well. Okay, I got it all opened up, and I mean, he's massive. Like, I don't even know how to really show him to you in his entire, like, what am I supposed to do? It's huge, and it's heavy too. Like, this thing, I don't know the exact weight of it, but it is, I mean, it's a workout just lifting this thing up. Yeah, so this is Galactus, the Galactus HasLab figure. I haven't really even played around with him too much just yet, but we'll get some of the accessories and everything set up, and you can check out some of the articulation in the hands and his arms. And it is a little bit tight. So if you may remember with the Sentinel, there was an issue with the knees being a little bit too loose and he wouldn't really stand on his own. There's definitely no problem with that with Galactus. He's standing very easily. But I may have to loosen some things up a little bit, but we'll play around with them and see what we can do. But let's take a look at those accessories that come with him as well. Okay, so here are the other accessories for Galactus. You've got the sort of wing-tipped of the finishing touches of his headgear that will go ahead and pop onto the head, and we'll show you the finished product in just a little bit here. We've got a few interchangeable face plates. So you've got a sort of angry, like anguish Galactus look, probably getting some fight from the Fantastic Four. You've got a dead Galactus look. So sort of mirroring the Donny Cates Thor run, where we saw, I guess you could say, the end of Galactus. And then if you're not familiar with HasLab, it is a crowdfunding program done by Hasbro. And so there were tiers after reaching the initial goal to back this project. There were additional unlocks with different tiers as soon as we hit another number of backers. So the final unlock was 22,000 backers for Galactus. You would unlock the Head of Doom accessory, and well, we smashed that number, so good job, Marvel fans. But now we have the Head of Doom with Galactus as well, so you can giant Galactus Doom hybrid, which is always good news. So let's play around with some of these things, and we still have to get to the other figures as well, but we'll get the finished product here together. Okay, as you can see, I got one of these tips on the head here. The head is completely removable. Obviously, you can change out for the Head of Doom. I switched the faceplate, so we've got these sort of angry Galactus face on there, and it's very easy to change out. Kind of funny, you actually just kind of pinch his nose, and you can pull it right off. And then you can, let's put the dead Galactus face on there. You just kind of pop it right in. So no tools or anything needed, pretty easy to switch in and out. These guys can be a little bit difficult to pop in there, but you can see there is sort of a hole on the side, and then you just push these right in. And there you go. So now you've got the completed headdress for Galactus, and we change out his faceplate. Another thing I wanted to mention too is, unlike the Sentinel where you only had one spot to put in batteries for his lights, here you actually have two. There's going to be one in his back, which we'll show you in just a little bit, but there's also one in the head. So you remove this top piece here, and then you can see the little screw there you remove. You put in two AAA batteries. You'll need another two for his back, so 4 AAA batteries in total. They are not included, so be prepared for that. And then once you have that all set up, you can turn on his lights. And you can kind of see they glow on the side pieces as well. You can see his eyes glowing. It's a little bit harder to see in the video, but it's gonna look really cool if you get him in a dark room. Yeah, this is really cool. And then there's LEDs in the body as well. So, and I think there are different modes for the lights. One thing is that it doesn't really come with a full set of instructions on how to use everything, but if you push the button more than once, you will get, actually, it looks like it is just once, and then in order to turn it off, you just let it sit, it'll time out, it'll turn off on its own. So there you go, there is the head. I gotta get the head of Doom on the body, but we'll show you how you install the batteries and everything on the body as well. Let's get to that now. Okay, here is the Galactus body. Couple of things I wanted to show you here quick before we get into the lighting. So remember I mentioned the knee issue with the Sentinels. That is not the case. There's no problem here. You can listen to the click. So much sturdier on the joints. You can even hear it a little bit in the elbows as well. But still plenty of articulation. You can still move them at the shoulder, at the elbow, all of the finger joints as well. So plenty of posability for them. And then on the back here, you'll find this, sorry, it's still kind of hard to maneuver with this giant thing, but this back plate actually comes right off, and that's where you'll find the screw to put in your AAA batteries. Again, 2 AAA batteries, so 4 in total. Should probably put this back on the right way. And then you can light them up, and actually I'm just gonna leave this off for now, and here you go. So the button right here on the chest, and he lights up in the front and in the back as well. And then once you get the head on him, you can get everything all lit up. We'll take a look at that in a second here, but I wanna look at these other figures too. Let's take a look at them. Okay, let's start off with the simplest of the 3 figures. This is Morg, and I say simplest because he only comes with 1 accessory. So you can see here, got plenty of articulation. I will say I was a little difficult getting him to stand up because he is very top heavy, but plenty of articulation here. You got the shoulder joint. You actually have a second sort of shoulder here, and then an elbow joint, and not much you can do with his hands, but knees, hips, you even have a little bit of the abdomen flexibility there, and then in his feet as well. So lots you can do with him to pose him, and then he has his giant battle axe accessory, which he can hold in either hand. No additional hands or anything for Morg. He's a pretty straightforward character anyway. He doesn't need a whole lot. So there you go. There is Morg with his battle axe in hand. So that's the first of 3 of the Heralds of Galactus that come with this figure. Let's take a look at the next one. Let's look at Nova. Okay, here is Frankie Ray, aka Nova, one of the Heralds of Galactus. She comes with, you can see some alternate hands here, and then you've got this flame accessory that I'm not entirely sure. I tried playing around with it a little bit. There's no specific like what to do with this. I guess it's just to, kind of pose her with it. She was surprisingly easy to stand up given how top heavy she is with this amazing fire hair, and that she's a very small figure. So you can see no problem there, but I guess you can kind of just pose her along with the fire, kind of get yourself a good shot. But yeah, again, no real descript like way to use this fire accessory. I'll have to look around, see if there's a good good way to maybe set it up specifically to get some good pictures or anything like that, or just to pose on your shelf. But yeah, another really cool figure. The detail, very nice. I love the hair. Let's take a look at the third and everyone's favorite Herald of Galactus, the Silver Surfer. All right, here is the Silver Surfer figure. You can see more accessories with him than any of the others. You've got some alternate hands here. He's got 2 fists on right now, but you kind of have some open hands to do whatever you want with. You can pose them in any different way. Again, same sort of articulation as the others. You've got, of course, his iconic surfboard. Do have this little knob on there. You can see on his feet, you can pose him either way. Put either foot on there. And then you got a couple of cosmic accessories. So you got this, kind of put it on his hand, give you a cosmic pose for him. And then you've got this one to put underneath his board. And I was playing around with it, trying to pose him, and it's a little bit difficult to do. Luckily this isn't live, so I can sort of just magic. Half, are you still with us? Okay, so I posed him on the board here. You can see he has the cosmic effect underneath. This is actually posable. So this piece that attaches to the board can actually be turned just a little bit. It is a little difficult to slide the board in and out of there. So just something to keep in mind if you're gonna pose him with the board. It also still a little tricky to balance sometimes. So it's a little difficult, but once you do get him posed like this, it's pretty cool. Again, you have the other hand, so you can pose him with this other cosmic effect and everything. So lots of different ways to pose the Silver Surfer. Really cool figure, and just sort of completes the package. When you think of Galactus, you think of the Silver Surfer too. So really nice inclusion. Let's get back to Galactus and check out sort of the finished product here. Okay, here is Galactus in all his world-eating glory. Just absolutely massive figure here standing up. We got the lights on both the head and in the body. One small issue I have had with him is sort of manipulating the head. You can see his head doesn't really stay up at all. So, I mean, it makes sense. It's a big, heavy piece. So you can't really get him to look up. So that's one lack of posability. But again, all the articulation. He actually even has a little bit of articulation in the abdomen. A little bit tough to move him while he's standing up. But you can pose him in a lot of different ways. It's just the head that is a little bit tricky. But speaking of the head, let's go ahead and get the head of Doom on him, and we can check that out. Okay, here he is with the head of Doom. You can see the chest still lights up. The lights don't carry into the head when you switch out for the head of Doom here. I gave him a little bit more of a Doom-like pose, just to see a little bit of the posability for him. I did have a little bit of a hard time manipulating him, getting him to stand up. Just like any other figure, you are going to have to sort of loosen him up a little bit as you go. But yeah, another cool accessory for Galactus here. Now, one more thing I wanted to show with Galactus here is him compared to the HasLab Sentinel figure. And you can see considerably bigger, 32-inch figure here. I mean, it's massive. So definitely prepare for it to take up a lot of space, because the Sentinel was already huge, and this guy, definitely bigger. A few quick facts about Galactus here. He's a 32-inch figure made up of 300 plus pieces with 70 plus points of articulation, 20 points of articulation in each hand. And as you guys saw, the LEDs in both the head and the chest. 3 swappable face plates as well that we tried on. You can see the dead Galactus face here. So yeah, lots of awesomeness about this Galactus figure. All right, so there you go. There is the HasLab Galactus figure and the 3 Heralds of Galactus. This thing is awesome. I highly recommend checking it out if you have the opportunity to do so. I literally have to hold him up like a baby right now because he's too big to get in the frame otherwise. But yeah, so this is really, really cool. 3 awesome accessories. They're just full of other figures to go along with him. There goes Morg, he's done for the day. But yeah, this is really cool. Thanks for checking out this unboxing. Again, the link to the Sentinel unboxing video, the last HasLab Marvel Legend Series project, will be down in the description, so you can check that one out as well. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And thank you, everyone, again. Bye.